let's move on to our fifth and final main topic today. And our fifth and final main topic today gets brought to us by Landon Ervin, who writes, "Hi, John. Venom's director, Ruben Fleischer, he's not directing the sequel, of course, but he did direct the first one, says that eventually we will receive a movie that crosses over Tom Hardy's Venom and Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Even with Disney and Sony making a small deal, it looks in the future we will still be getting a Spider-Man movie away from the MCU. Is this news accurate, and what do you think of the crossover?" Okay, yes, so thanks a lot for that. And what Landon is referring to is that indeed Venom director Ruben Fleischer, who I thought he did a really fun job with Venom. I enjoyed Venom. It's got its problems, absolutely, but I had fun with that movie. Anyway, this is what he specifically said. He said, "That's where it's all going to lead, to Spider-Man and Venom crossing over. And that's the exciting thing, because we changed the origin of Venom. In the comics, he evolved from Spider-Man, but because of the Marvel Sony thing, we weren't able to do that. And so the thing I think it's building towards, and will be exciting to see, is when they actually do confront each other." That comes from Ruben Fleischer. All right, couple things to keep in mind here. Number one, let's get this stuff out of the way first. Ruben Fleischer is no longer directing Venom movies, so let's keep that in mind. Number two, that might not be the plan now. It might just have been the plan at some point. So let's just get that out of the way, that those are possibilities, okay? That he's not actually connected to it anymore. And maybe that was the plan, but maybe that's not their plan anymore. Let's just say that and get that out of the way. That said, this is fascinating. This is fascinating. And I believe sheds some light on current events and recent events about what's been going on. And, you know, one of the things when they announced that Sony and Disney had made a new deal, a lot of people wondered, including us, why is it just for 2 films? Why is it just for one more Spider-Man movie and one more movie where he's in the MCU? And then we started hearing reports that they're actually planning a smooth exit of Spider-Man out of the MCU instead of the very abrupt one we were about to get. This seems to speak to that. Because if this is true, what Fleischer is saying, then this could speak to the idea that Sony already has their plans for Spider-Man post this new deal. Once this new deal is done, they already know where they're going to go with Spider-Man, and it is in crossing him over with Venom. And with the fact that this new deal is only 2 films, because that was one of the big questions to me. It's like, why just 2? The previous one covered like 7 films or something like that, but why just 2? And this would speak to that, if it's true. Now, again, I'm not walking the halls of Sony or Disney right now. I don't know what all the details are. We're speculating at this point. But this does seem to fit, maybe, with the facts that we have at hand. So that's got me thinking about that. Rob, you're seeing this stuff. You hear Ruben Fleischer's comments. Where do you think this is all going?
Well, look, you can't make a Venom movie. You can't even bring up the character without talking about Spider-Man. I mean, you just can't.
And they already did.
Yeah,
and it made $800 million.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that this is a conversation. It's an ongoing conversation. Who doesn't want to see Spider-Man and Venom go toe-to-toe in a movie? I mean, any comic book reader does. We all know that that's what we've seen it happen before in the films with Tobey Maguire. And it's just, I think it has to be part of the conversation, obviously. And I think, like you said, John, the days of making one movie and not considering what you're going to do next with superheroes are over. We have to think in terms of arcs, in terms of trilogies, in terms of shared universes, in terms of whatever. I mean, this is part of the conversation. This is how business is done now. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if they announce that the next movie after Tom Holland leaves the MCU is Spider-Man versus Venom. I mean, why wouldn't there be? Especially if the next Venom movie makes 800 plus or even $1 billion. It makes sense. You've got your 2 literal $1 billion heavyweights who are going to go toe-to-toe in a movie. Who's not going to go see that? So I think that it's absolutely what people want to see. It's absolutely, I think, what they're going to move towards. If, of course, Disney doesn't buy Spider-Man outright, as some people are saying on the web, but who knows? I mean, of course Sony is thinking about making a Venom versus Spider-Man movie. I think that's like, and if they're not, they're dumb.
Yeah,
You know?
and I don't think this Disney buying. I don't buy that story. I mean, anything is possible. Anything is possible. It's within the realm of possibility. But I don't buy it for a couple of reasons. Number one, Sony ain't selling.
Sure.
Sony ain't selling. Number two, Disney ain't a buyer right now. Disney just literally spent half of their net worth, $71 billion, on buying Fox.
Yep.
And you know what the price tag will be on? You know what the price tag Sony would set to sell Spider-Man? It ain't going to be $4 billion. It might be as high as $6 billion for one character. I just don't think it's possible. I don't think it's, but you never know. We live in a reality now, Rob, where crazy things are happening. Crazy things are happening, dude.
Well, you know, and if you look at the movies that Spider-Man has already appeared in, including Infinity War and Endgame, is $6 billion too much?
Would Infinity War and Endgame had only make $200 million if Spider-Man hadn't been in them?
I don't know.
Oh, come on. Don't give me this don't know.
I think
Spider-Man was in Endgame for 15 minutes.
I know, but I think collectively, it's collectively adding to the value of the MCU as a whole. And I think, look, you know, Homecoming and Far From Home have shown an arc in terms of money earned. And they know that, okay, look, it's a huge sum of money. But it's not, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility.
No, I'll say that too. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. So if we wake up tomorrow and find out Disney's bought Spider-Man, I'm not going to fall over in shock. It's certainly a possibility. But if I had to put $5 on it,
right,
I don't think it's going to happen. $5. But hey, I'm not going to say it's impossible. Not going to say. Question here is, guys, what do you think about Ruben Fleischer's comments? Do you think that this is part of the plan? Do you think they're going to move ahead with that? I love the idea of seeing Spider-Man and Venom in a movie together. I personally love it. How would they work that out? I'm not really sure. What do you guys think? Jump into the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys.